All right, welcome everyone to our Avini Family Tuesday Zoom call. Oh my goodness, I got chills today. We got so many wonderful people on to share, and all of you that are on, welcome. Thank you. If you're brand new today, thank you for taking your time to be here. We know your time is valuable, but we do know that after this call, you are going to be excited and you're going to want to just get on board and get many of the products that you can for you and your family. And we know that the results that you have, we want you to bring them back to us, tell us about them, but you're going to want to share them too. So that we're here to help you do that. I'm Robin West in California, and I am privileged to be here to help host the call. Howard and Judy Smith do our Zoom calls for us on Tuesdays. We're so thankful for them. Chip Littlejohn, our leader here, helps us with the science, and hopefully he may get some science in today, but we have a special guest on who has been one of my mentors from when I first started in network marketing over 30 years ago. And his name is Dave Johnson. And I would like to invite Dave and also, actually, Chip, would you introduce Dave? I know that you would probably like to do that. I'm going to be quiet and let you take it, Chip. Bring Dave on. How's that?
Okay. I'm wondering if we should do Darren to start and then Dave. So I'm going to do both of them. And what I'm going to ask you to do, Darren, is when you get done telling your story, if you would additionally introduce Dave, because many of us have a dear love for Dave. He's, I always say he's my favorite speaker on any topic and has been for a long time. When we still had the RV business, and Dave would come like as close as Rapid City or Denver, we'd take everything on the lot and get people and load them all up and drive over to see him arrive. And he'd be off on vacation with, a whole bunch of kids in his motorhome, and I always got a kick out of it because he looked like a dad on vacation. His t-shirt and his shorts, and then when he began to tell us about what we were all doing together and the way he saw it, how big he saw it and how important and how crucial in the development of people in their lives. And it certainly had been that for him and has been that for us. And so some of the dearest friends of a lifetime are with us on this call right this minute. And so I think it verifies the things that you'll hear from Dave when he talks about, he helps you learn fast because he studies all the masters and then he boils it down. And I think that's one of the reasons we all enjoy listening to him so much. But to open the call today, I always like the call to have some of the aspects of a magazine or a news story. And yesterday morning, when Dave was on his voice call, and he was talking with Darren Sliva. Darren Sliva is a friend from a long time ago. He's larger than life kind of a guy and has some very unique properties to his body, which he might tell about a little bit, but he is gifted with incredible strength. He's big in the first place, and he'll tell you a little bit about that, but he is much stronger than that would belie. Some people are just gifted with, and then he's developed it beyond that. But along the way, because of injuries that he has struggled with since I very first knew him, this guy is so strong that you give him a hip replacement and he breaks it. He breaks it, okay? David Peak and I did a conversation yesterday because David's had a hip replacement with my sister who's having one this coming week. And I just can't imagine somebody who's strong enough to snap a hip replacement. But that's who Darren is. But when you get to know him, he's not fearsome. He's very friendly, very knowledgeable, and he's here with us. And he said his products were coming yesterday, and that's where it all starts. So conversation right after Dave's call yesterday, dialed up Darren, and he said, well, my product should hit the mailbox sometime today. And take it from there, Darren, please. And then introduce Dave when you're done.
That was quite the intro, Chip. Thank you very much. So, boy, where to start? I mean, my story goes back to January 12, 1985, when everything originally happened to me. I can tell you just real briefly, I was a victim of a bully at age 14. I was 5'6" at the time. I've grown a little bit. I'm 6'10" now. I've actually had 8 hip operations. I'm on my 3rd total artificial hip. I could write the book Hip for Dummies, and tell people how to use crutches properly. You know, I've been with Chip and Dave for a long time, and you know, I actually hold a world record leg press back when I didn't have a hip on the left side. It's a really long story, but the hip that he's talking about that I broke, I snapped a titanium hip in half. And during that time, I went 17 and a half years without a hip on my left side. So I was, you know, had a nice limp, could do circles for people. But I was also, you know, wondering what I could do for my, you know, strength and what I could do just to help myself. And got with the trainer. He said, you can do leg press. And I'm like, okay. So I started with nothing. And a year and a half later, I set a world record leg press for somebody with one hip. And I leg pressed 1,150 pounds for 4 reps. I don't recommend it. It is pretty heavy. But, you know, moving forward, you know, this month is 9 years since I had my last hip operation. And, you know, I was telling Dave and I was telling Chip, I said, you know, if these products just even touch my pain a little bit, because nothing has helped me. Nothing has touched it. You know, I'm not one of these people, it's woe is me and take painkillers. I just kind of move on with life. And I have a pretty good attitude towards life. I like to have fun. I like to make people laugh. Probably got a better attitude than most people, but I told him, I said, if this touches my pain, you know, everyone's going to know about it. So yesterday we went to the mailbox and our stuff was there. And so we got it. And, you know, we just started with the zeolite and then the naloxone spray. And so I just took a couple shots under the tongue. And then I had my wife, you know, we're new. We don't know exactly what we're supposed to do with these products. So she sprayed it on my back where it's the worst place. You know, my back is just really messed up. And so we sat down and, you know, we watched one of our episodes and stuff. And, you know, I got up and I was like, am I standing taller? And, you know, I'm like, I'm walking better. And my wife's looking at me and I'm like, I don't have any pain. I have absolutely no pain. My body doesn't have any pain whatsoever. I just feel wonderful, you know, and I'm all excited and walking back and forth. And I'm like, who can we call? Let's call Dave. Then we called Chip. And I go, I feel like dancing. And, you know, I was amazed by that. You know, went to, you know, before bed, took spray, had her spray my back again. You know, normally I get up in the middle of the night because I hurt. I slept like a baby. I didn't move. I got up in the morning and just boop, right out of bed. And, you know, got the coffee going and a couple sprays. And I think my wife sprayed my back once today. But I still don't have any pain. None. No pain whatsoever. My flexibility, you know, is back. You know, used to bend over to, you know, the ground is a long ways from me. So bending over and stuff, but I can almost touch the ground. So it's pretty huge, pretty darn excited about this. So it's like all the people that I called, and there was a lot, I called them all back and they said, you guys really need to take a look at this. This stuff works. And, you know, they all know my story. They all know the amount of pain that I've been through and stuff. And it's really exciting. So, you know, if you guys have been affiliated with Dave Johnson for a long time, you always remember him saying, gosh, I'm excited. You know, I don't think Dave knew what he was getting into when he, you know, brought me on board, because I've had that guy on the phone pretty much every day, several times a day, helped him out with a few calls himself. And, you know, hearing him not only say it, but hearing him be excited, that's priceless. I mean, that is awesome. So I'm going to bring on Dave now so he can share with us his wisdom, his knowledge, his excitement with all of us. You know, I've known Dave for, it's been over 20 years. So, you know, Dave Johnson's a great guy. He's a great bundle of information, you know, and keeps you going, you know, because I got in a week ago and I almost said no because I was doing something else. And I was like, hey, if this stuff helps, I'm on board. But, he told me a few things and I said, well, sign me up. So I got excited and made a bunch of phone calls and putting Dave to work. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring on Dave Johnson and let him do his job. And I just wanted to share this with all of you because this is just day one. Wait until things get even better. So pretty excited. Dave Johnson, you have the floor.
Well, thanks, Darren. Thanks, everybody. And oh, what a team we're putting together, and what a thrill to be part of this right at the very beginning. I just think, wow, where are we going to be together a year from now, 5 years from now? We could change the world with this. Everybody needs this. It's just such an amazing privilege to be together. And wow. Yeah, we've known each other a long time, Darren. And when we had a call just a week ago, the same call that we're doing right now, I love thinking about this idea. When I watch something and it's getting me excited and enthused, I always think in my mind, if you could maybe randomly, just somewhere in the country, grab 100 people and they were watching the same thing I'm watching, chances are a very high percentage of those folks would see what I'm seeing and get excited and act on it. And I think, wow, what a neat thing if you could actually record it and bottle it and send it out to more people. So that call that we had last week that changed your life, it's still, you can go to YouTube and get it. That's pretty exciting. But I think one of the most wonderful ideas is, what have you got to lose by doing this business? I knew it was going to be a good call last week, and I'm thinking, who can I call? And your name came to my mind, but just a week before reaching out to you, you were all pumped because you had something else going, and I'd never heard you so excited for a long time. You're talking about you had one of your legs was something like 30 people deep, and you were living the dream. And so I kind of thought, well, he probably isn't going to be interested. But then one of the little things that I have in my mind, I think, well, if you don't ask, the answer is no. You might look at the people that are on this call, and every single person that you did not invite, I'll bet they're not on the list here. They're probably out there. And so if there's everything to gain by inviting somebody to look and there's nothing to lose, well, give them a call. Let them make that decision rather than you making that decision for you. So I think that's just one of the most powerful thoughts right there. And so much possibility and absolutely zero loss is to invite somebody to take a look at this. But a little bit about me, just a few short years ago, like 50, I was in my 20s and just started thinking about work, how that's such an essential, vital part. So much of who we even recognize ourselves, other than our name, when you're meeting somebody, probably the next question is, what do you do? And I think once you get into the arena where you're out there working and doing stuff, you quickly realize that some work is more fun than other work. Not all jobs are created equal, but one of the things that just really started hitting me was purpose. Why are we here? And I just really got thinking that probably all of us inside, that would be the most rewarding thing that you could do is just be a positive difference in the life of someone else. This idea that we're searching for happiness, well, the greatest joy is giving joy to other people. And I just kind of thought, well, if so much of my life is going to be work, I found some jobs where I didn't have a lot of opportunity to do that most vital of all things, and that's make a positive difference in the life of other people, to give other people joy. And I just got thinking in terms, well, what would be the greatest job to make the greatest difference for the largest number of people? And along that line, I just was introduced to network marketing and saw that idea that if you could find a company with life-changing products that would transform a person, one person at a time, and then multiply your positive influence by teaching other people to teach other people the same idea. This concept of, as an example, you find 3 good people, teach them to find 3 good people, that you can create an exponential, just ripple out effect that could affect the lives of thousands and even millions of people. And with that in mind, if you're looking for something specifically, you just might find it, especially if you're anxiously looking and praying and searching and hoping. And I've had the opportunity to be at the beginning of some good companies. And one of them was a 30-year ride. It was amazing. 10 of those years was explosive. Later on, I was getting a little frustrated because I wasn't able to reach new people and help them duplicate. It was frustrating to them. They would call me and they'd look at me and how can I be like you? And that opportunity, it just wasn't there anymore. My goodness, I sure tried to help people, and it wasn't that fun. And then maybe in part of that frustration, my body started betraying me. and I think that's something that you can do with all of the stuff that's going on in the world. Specifically, I got a call a few years ago, and my doctor said I had 5 lesions. That's not a good word to have in your body. And I'm thinking, I don't want to do the stuff that they wanted me to do. The ideal treatment would be you come out of it better than when you went in. The idea in my mind was, we've discovered a cockroach infestation in your home, but we can take care of it. We'll burn your house down, And I thought, oh golly, there's got to be something else. And when you are selling health products, you bump into a lot of interesting stuff. And a couple of my dear friends from way back, Chip and Marcy, they had done something that was wonderful. And Marcy's circumstances were more urgent, more dire, and it worked for her. Some other people I knew, and I thought, well, maybe it'll work one more time for me. And so, long story short, is just a few months, not even 3 months later, after having an initial image, I went in for a biopsy, and they couldn't find anything. And I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to get out of the biopsy. And the doctor said, well, you had something there. I highly recommend we go ahead and do the procedure, because I can match up with where they used to be based on your original image, and then we'll know for sure. And so I agreed to that. And a few days later, he called and he says, I got some great news. There's nothing there. And so what I did is I just did this. It's really complicated. You give it a couple of shakes, and then you give it a squeeze, and you go like that. And if you're in circumstances, we could call it a health crisis, you can do it, say, every waking hour. Normal, you can just do it in the morning and at bedtime. May you never know what you're preventing. But I love this stuff, and it got rid of something I don't want, and I don't want it coming back. And I just feel, wow, I need to let people know that there might be a better way for them. And so, a long story short, I've been with Chip for the last, 3 years now? 2 years, I guess, with chasing this. I came to the dance because of this. We kind of quietly started. I had a really good thing going with my 30-year company. Didn't want to disrupt that because it was just too good. And yet I just felt this calling. And so I've got a son that's a chiropractor, and I thought he would be the perfect guy. I'll help him build a business. And right at first, I just deliberately stayed away from anybody that knew anything about my business, and did that for a few months and just let him build the business, not taking any income from it. But then after a few months, it mixes out with people. I think one of the most fascinating things, I've read this from several different places. I've wondered how they figure this out, but somehow with algorithms or whatever, sociologists estimate that even the most shy, introverted person will have some type of effect on at least 50,000 people throughout their life. And I've always been fascinated with what we do. We can't help ourselves. We have an influence on other people, even if we're kind of accidentally doing it. Even a simple smile or a hello to a stranger could change their life. or it could be a negative thing too. Hopefully we're mostly positive. And I've just looked at this business, especially what we're doing right now with, I think, the most important products that we could share, being right at the beginning, where that's our prime directive, is to have a positive difference in as many lives as we can. And so rather than just kind of accidentally bumping along, to actually have that as our mission to positively affect as many. And it's all built around a profitable business, finding people, good people, and putting together a team, and everybody's winning. I just think, wow, what an opportunity. And so I tell people, next month I'll be 72, and so I'm having a midlife crisis. And so I'm going to start a new business. I'm starting all over again. but the Z-Lite's been kind of a fun thing. Just 1 year ago, I was still getting big checks with my big company. We had just gone diamond in the new company. The owner knew what I was doing, and he called and said, "Would you come back?" And I remember thinking, if I go back there, I'll wind up resigning from my other company. Besides, we were making really good income. I was putting it kind of in just kind of a holding account, because I didn't want to turn my son into a trust fund baby. So I kind of had $1,000 a month salary for him, and the rest were just, it was building up to a sizable small fortune. But I just didn't want to take anything out of it. And yet, being diamond, it was really kicking along. And so we were riding really good for a few months, and it was a business Camelot because of this product. And then without all the details, went into kind of a tailspin, went to another one, different things going on. And finally, I think one of the most wonderful things, there was so much frustration that finally, Rick Deitch, a guy that's been making amazing products for a lot of years for other people, he decided to make them for himself. Along that circuitous pathway, we were able to meet another brilliant scientist, an atomic physicist with a medical degree, and he's got a breakthrough product. And he's also created products that have just affected positively many thousands of people, built a company that has done billions, but that was working for someone else too. And so these guys are partners. And then we've got the brilliant Neil Roth, who knows business. And I just think, wow, here's a new company, but it's not new. Experienced leadership, amazing product, immeasurable market. A lot of people know and love these people and the product. And I just think this is a no-brainer. All of us, we're in a position to just go big. And I would think, wow, seize this moment, get the word out. What a wonderful story to tell. Everybody needs these products, and nobody's using them right now. So I think we ought to get the word out. And I love this idea that not only do we have products that take out heavy metals, we got products that take out biologicals, like virus, bacteria, fungus, things like that. And we got products that take out pain. And next month it's going multi-level, and we're going to be selling snake oil. I think that's just a really cool thing.
Oh, thank you, Dave. That was excellent. Beautifully done. And Darren, that was incredible. Thank you, Chip, for introducing. And you guys did such a good job. I think, Neil, you're kind of over the top with the time frame. So I'm going to turn it over to you, because I want you to close the call. I want you to bring this in with what Dave led up to about the company. We are so excited, along with Dave, just excited that Rick and Dr. Samuelson and you together have given us this opportunity. We know it's a tremendous amount of work, and we all are praying your protection and wisdom and knowledge over you. Neil, would you come on and just express whatever's on your heart, whatever we need to know to keep going and get this thing off the ground?
Well, first of all, thank you all for taking the time to be on it. So, see, today was all about what this is all about. Okay. so Rick and Gary and I, we talked, and Dave was always involved, and Marcy and Chip, and we always talk about these products. I mean, the products need to be out there. They have to be out there, but getting them out there is not easy in this world. I mean, I've run multi-billion-dollar companies, and I understand how to get products to the marketplace. But getting the money together nowadays with the disparate communication systems that are out there that you have to try to advertise on is just ridiculous. I got involved with network marketing in 1996. I raised my kids on network marketing. I mean, I stayed home living that network marketing after I left the corporate life. So I realized that this is an opportunity. Did I want to do this now? I can't say that I did originally, but now I'm excited as all heck. Okay. So Darren, I just want to tell you that product that you have, that you're using, first of all, it's supposed to be sprayed in your mouth, but you can't spray it on your back. So get the roll on for your back. It'll be cool. There's also an 8-inch gel, which is as big as you are, you probably use up pretty well. But but more importantly, and this is something I want everybody here to hear and understand, that's regular strain. Rick and I right now are working on, for the opening, we're going to change the name of naloxone. We're going to make it an Avini health product because you can't get that in other places. But we're going to make it the only extra super strength product that's out there. If you think this is great, because I've tested this. Those of you who know me know I have bone on bone in my knees. I just ripped my Achilles tendon because I'm an idiot and I keep playing tennis. So, wait till you see what this product does. I mean, it makes the other. Darren, I'll get you a sample as soon as we get it made. We're just building it. Okay. So I mean, that's the kind of thing that that makes us want to do it again. You know what I mean? Your story is just incredible. I mean, somebody told me that some of the other stories. Chip has been always telling me the stories of all the people he's helped over the years. I totally embrace Chip. I mean, Chip is the man. Okay, so I just want everybody to know, and I think I said it last week. Chip is extremely important to this company. Obviously, Marcy is extremely important, but Chip is going to be, he's going to be along with Dr. Gary and Rick. He's going to be the science advisory board because this guy knows more about it than anybody other than Rick. Rick says he's his best student, and usually your best student passes you after a while. So I think Chip's working on that right now. So that's exciting. So let's talk a little bit about the business. I can't give too much away because we were still working on it. I hope you all realize that starting this company in four weeks was like, doing a 2.5 minute mile and not on a motorbike, like running. So again, the one thing I do want to say to everybody, look, the opening hasn't been perfect. It never is. I don't care how much you plan, it's never going to be. But when you don't plan as much as we did, there were issues. There will continue to be issues for a little bit. But as most of you will know, if you send in a thing to support, we fix any problems. Okay, we're doing the best we can. The entire corporation right now is Rick, Gary, me, and Doug Dickey, who's our VP of sales. I did hire Heath from everybody remembers Heath. Heath will be coming on board over the next 2 weeks. He will be our customer service guy. And he's a terrific guy. So, we will continue to make it better. But more importantly, I mean, I'm working with a company now building our new systems. It is unbelievable. Wait till you see what you're going to get. Because I've never seen anything like it. It's got all, I guess having been a distributor for 25 years and Doug being a distributor, and we look at this stuff and we're like, okay, this is what we need. And they go, well, here it is. Well, this is what we need. Well, here it is. I'm like, oh my God. So you're going to be astounded when you look at this back office that you're going to get and the ability, and it's only going to get better as it goes on because it has abilities to do training videos. It has abilities to do everything we possibly ever wanted in our life. We're developing a comp plan, one similar to the ones you guys are familiar with, but again, having lived under the comp plans, I know what the foibles are. I know where the problems are. I'm not going to say, anybody who will say that you're going to go into a company and make $1 million easily is full of it. You still have to do work. But we're not going to put the blocks in your way that are put there as ahas in most of the companies. You know what I mean by the ahas? Oh, you think you made it to diamond. Oh, but you don't have two people on the fourth level who say hello in the morning. You know, I mean, it's like crazy. You don't have any of that stuff in this thing. We're still working out all the details, but I think you're going to be very excited. We're going to get this thing as ready as fast as we possibly can. And it's very soon. I mean, we're paying extra money to get it done on a very quick basis. As far as, you know, what's going to happen going forward, it's up to you guys. You know, one thing I committed to you last week, and I think people here are starting to see it now that we got our act together a little bit. You know, when you order the product, 2-3 days later, it's in your hands. I don't care where you are in the country. You know, you have a question. I don't think anybody can say they didn't have a question answered in 10 minutes. Okay, that's what we're about taking care of you guys. You know, we're getting ready to make our first payments to you, and I have to tell you, everything I do in terms of paying you guys this next week is like a horror show. I've never been involved in a horror show like this in my entire life, but we're going to get it done, and you guys will get paid. It's all there. I mean, it's just we got to get the. We're going to be paying you through PayPal, and they have just become a total crazy group. That's the nicest way I could say it. We literally spent about 12 hours on the phone waiting and talking to them over the last 3 days. So, but we'll get it done. And for those of you who are worried about, do we know who should be getting paid, what they should be getting paid? We literally have taken, you know, we had about 290 orders this past month. Thank you very much. Okay. So that's not bad for your first month in business, but we took every single order and went back and matched it so that everybody's getting paid correctly for everything that they did. Because there were mistakes. We knew there were, but we went back and matched every single one of them. I can tell you this, we're going to do the best we can going forward. Will there be problems? Yeah, there'll be problems, but you know, we look at problems like they always tell you to, like as an opportunity to fix it and move forward. So please communicate when something goes wrong, knowing that we need to know so that we can fix it. Because I can't tell you, I could thank the people who have sent me texts and emails many times, because I can't get in. I don't have a back office. I don't have a genealogy. I can't see what's going on. And when something pops wrong, you guys got to tell me. I can't see it. So I appreciate everybody doing that. Know that, you know, as I've said to anybody who's talked to me, this is not about me. It's about Rick and Gary, but more importantly, it's about the products and you guys, because you know what? You guys are the arms that are going to sell the products. We can make it for you. We can design them. We got great new products that'll be coming out over the next month or so, but we can't do anything if you guys don't go sell it. You know, and you know, people say, well, you shouldn't use the word sell. Of course it's sell. Everything is sell. Life is sell. All right. Sell doesn't, you know, sell has a bad connotation because people sell incorrectly. But if you're selling by sharing, by letting people know the opportunity, you're still selling, but you're doing it in a way that makes people feel good, not threatened. The thing I hated about network marketing was, you know, was like an upline calling and saying, if you don't do this, you're out of your darn mind. We don't want that stuff. Okay. We want you guys to go out and do it. We will be sitting down with your leaders and designing systems based upon what you and they have put together and want. You need marketing material, we'll give you the marketing material. You need, you know, a different pack. Maybe, you know, we'll work on different packs. I mean, here's the good news. You only have to talk to one person to get something changed. Me. So, you know, Rick is doing an amazing job building. I can tell you now that you guys, in the little lab we have there, we can do $2 million a month in business without even breathing hard. So don't worry about selling too much product. Okay. If for some reason, for example, we're going to pre-packs going into the new one. All right. To get started, we're going to have a bunch of them built. But if you guys oversell them, I can tell you no more than, let me get rid of this, no more than a day or two, it will be back in stock because we built it. We could build 1,000 bottles a day of anything and more. Okay, so I'm pretty excited about what's going on. I'm a little tired. I am old. But this is probably the most exciting things I've ever done in my life, to tell you the truth. And I've done some pretty cool things in my life. You know, I mean, I built an electric vehicle company. I ran $2.5 billion companies. But you know, anything you guys need, know that I'm there to help you with. Okay. The one thing I won't do is do your business for you. Okay. You have to do your business. You know, somebody once told me that if you do network marketing correctly, when you get started, the first couple of 3-4 months you're in the business, you work harder and more hours than you've ever worked in your life. You don't want to look at your salary per hour for those few months. And then you get to a point where you're making more money per hour than you've ever made in your life. And then you're making more money than you can possibly imagine if you do it correctly and build a base and move forward. And we're going to give you everything you need to build that base and move forward. Stay with it. I think you're going to be surprised at how lucrative it will be and how happy you will be with the people around you when you're able to help them with the products. So I look forward to talking to everybody. Like I said, next week we will do, I already confirmed with Rick, we will do a master class where he will be on with the slideshow and spend an hour, and he will go into Zeolite like with more information than you'll ever want to know in your entire life. Okay. But he did it once before for me, about 3 years ago, and now we got a lot more information. The one thing I can tell you about Zeolite, okay, about our Cell Defender, is that product is not even close to being saturated in the marketplace. We used to sell back in 2007 and 8 and 9 and 10, 80,000 bottles a month. That's the opportunity. All right, 80,000. Think about that. So let's go do it. Thanks, everybody. Back to you, Robin.
Wow. Wow. We're excited too, Neil. And thank you for expressing your passion with us today and taking the time to be with us. I would like to go ahead and thank everyone for being here. And I do want you to know that if you do get to be on the calls, we always stop the recording and we get to have everybody on for a few minutes afterwards. You get to say hi to them and ask questions a little bit. So thank you, everyone. And if you can make the call, the live call, there is a little extra on the end, but we will be getting this call out. Perfect timing. Thank you, everyone, for your information. I want to make it a shorter time today so we can get this call out to everyone and they have a chance to listen to it. So I appreciate you guys being so, man, Darren, Dave, you did an incredible job on your testimonies and keeping it a good timing. Thank you. And Dave did put up, I want this on the recording, that Thursday, I'm sorry, Dave, you want to come on in? That was Thursday at, I'm sorry, I wrote down part of it.
5 p.m. Pacific time.
5 p.m. Pacific, you're going to do a training for us. Is that correct?
No, an open opportunity. This is for prospects.
Gotcha. Okay. So invite our new people on Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. You've got the number there. We'll also get that on an email out to everyone that I send out, and the leaders can send that out too. So appreciate you guys all spending your effort and time with us. And we're working as a family, as a team here. So let's get some more people on the calls. We've got Chip tomorrow morning. We've got Dr. Samuelson tomorrow afternoon. Invite some new people. Let's get this thing growing, and we'll move into the newer stage of our company here real soon. We'll be praying for that and get that as soon as we can. All right. Thank you, guys. Love you all. Thanks, Howard.